Hi, it's me, Jordan Long here, and today I'm going to talk about folks who think, and I call them YouTube white. Folks who think they know uh, how to heal your YouTube fairway, but they don't really know. Oh, I know how to heal your YouTube fairway. Oh, you do? Yeah, well, first off, you have to go through and first off, you gotta you gotta bend over backwards and do all this stuff. Like what? Well, first, you had to have a really truly long call to work, or call to deed, or call to doing, whatever you want to call it. And then you gotta put down everything about your film, you know, then you're not done, because then you got to start putting links out to all the other websteads that you have reckonings on, or your own webstead. Then you got to put tags about everything that's in your film, misspelled or not. Are we done? No, we're still not done. Because then you got to go through and craft yourself, or make yourself a good likeness, because the likeness that the YouTube webstead makes isn't good enough. Wow. What else do I got to do? Well, first off, you got to do all that shit. And is that how it works? Um, yeah, did it work for you? Oh, yeah, it worked for me. Well, didn't work for me, though. You know, I know you folks. You mean well. You come on YouTube, you make films talking about how to make it big on YouTube, or at least how to build up your YouTube fairway, and none of it actually works, you're like, "Oh, it worked for me." And you're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, good for you if it worked for you, but I don't have all that time to do all that." And even if I did have all the time, it still wouldn't work for me. Because you got to get folks to watch your films, you know? And if someone doesn't watch your film, it's not going to care how much work you put into it. Yeah, there are folks like that on YouTube. I mean, and a lot of them are YouTube mates, and some are not. But they talk about how, oh, well, why you're not getting a lot of watch time is that, oh, well, the likeness isn't good. You didn't have a long call to work. You know, you didn't have all the links to all your websteads that you have reckonings on, or your own webstead. Oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. You know, You know those kind of folks. I call them YouTube wise men, or wise women, who they believe they know what ills they think that since it worked for them, they believe it will work for everyone. And they're not answerable if it does or does not work, which keep that in mind too. You know, and a lot of them, they're YouTube mates. Some are not, but they behave as if they got wisdom on it. Well, that's what you gotta do. Oh, well, how did you learn how to do that? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, truly. How did you learn that you had to do that? Did you learn from, did you learn that someone teach you or tell you? Or did you just one day just get lucky and start doing all that shit and then saw? Well, my godmother Zena, she goes around and she does a real long tell. She does a good. My godmother Zena does that stuff for her films. Hell, Sailor Moon does that stuff and it doesn't work. Didn't work for Sailor Moon. It didn't work for my godmother Zena. So how does it work? Why would anyone believe that you're a YouTube wise man or a wise woman? You know? Well, because, they go on my films and they see that I got a lot of followers. And they see that I got a lot of watch time and looking on my films. Yeah, well, it doesn't answer the asking. How did you know by doing all that that was how one would make one's YouTube fairway grow? I don't know. One day I started out like you and I didn't have no followers, no watch time, no looking, no nothing. So I started doing all that shit and it came. Oh, I'm sure you did a lot more than that. You probably went through and got YouTube to booster or show your film to others, which you probably had to buy that. That's another thing that some folks do. If some folks can afford it, you know, they can get YouTube to booster or show their film out to others, and others might want to watch it. Yeah, you left that out, didn't you? Yeah, what some of these folks, these YouTube wise men and wise women leave out is that there's a thing called a YouTube that some of them, if they can afford it, which a lot of them probably can, they probably went through and got YouTube to booster their film or to show their film. You know, on the, you have to buy that. It's not free. But if you can afford it, then YouTube will go around and they'll booster your film or they'll show your film, you know, and that's how some folks get a lot of looking and watching that way, you know. So I don't really put a lot of stock into these YouTube wise men or these YouTube wise women. I don't. Do you? Because I don't. Well, if you like this film, then watch the film I made over here yesterday, or follow me here at Jordan Long. I'm Jordan Long, and I hope you like this film. I'm just stand here. All right, now we're okay. All right, we're done.